Let's review the minutes on October 7th. Anybody have any updates, changes, or revisions?
To make a motion to approve the minutes? I move to approve the minutes.
Have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, going through old business, tabled applications, old applications. Number one, application 2024-11, Lillian Shu, 17 West 4th Street. Requests that the historic hitching post in front of her home be removed and then replaced when the stump is ground. I did get notice this week that they have put out the stump grinding out to bid. So we should have an update on that this coming month. So any of the applications that are regarding a stump grinding, the list was made and handed over to Rick Delgado, and he will get a bid from the contractor so we can decide if it's something we want to move forward on. If it's something we want to move forward on, we want to make sure we can pay the bill. Okay, application 2024-13, Fred Wright, 104 West 6th Street. It's a pruning request. If you remember from last week, there's actually 7 trees that are involved in this request. 7 sycamore trees pruned along 6th Street. I had asked for have Mr. Delgado contact the tree company to get an estimate of what that would cost. I've yet to receive any information. So we'll have to table that again until next month. I'll give an update when I can. All right. Application 2024-14 on Anasi, Baldet, 54 East 4th Street. There was a pruning request. If you remember, that tree was also was one of our ash trees that was dying. So the tree was actually removed. It was moved onto the tree removal list and the tree was removed. So the owner was very pleased, actually.
Was that done by the city?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Application 2024-18, Charlotte F. Robertson, 102 Young Street. Art has information on the next 3 applications.
Thanks, Art.
Thank you. Sir?
Thank you.
Now, be in front of you, the first one is application 2024-18, Charlotte Robertson. The yellow dot is where the tree is. The blue square is the parcel of where she lives at. So as you can clearly see, the yellow dot is far outside the yellow blue parcel, so it's not a city tree.
Do you know whose tree it is?
No, the parcel is blank. There's no information on it, so I don't know who.
It looks like it's, is that adjacent to the Italian American Club area?
That would be the bigger building to the right.
Yeah, okay. All right, so for that application, we need to let Charlotte know that her tree is not on city property. All right, so.
Right along the bike trail.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It looks like that tree, if I'm not mistaken, has been pruned up before in the past, recent We did that, it's the one on the bike path,
Yeah,
we did that about
3-4 years
4
ago.
years ago.
Why does she want it trimmed?
But it was a mess.
But it
Oh, it
was
just doesn't look good?
It's been limbed up recently.
She said it was dropping.
Oh, falling stuff falling on cars.
It's like the guy that didn't want us to, he wanted us to cut a tree down because he didn't want to cut off the sun from his flowers. All 4 of them.
All right, I wanna know, is this your drone?
No, there's a satellite imagery.
All right, Art, so next is application 2024-19, Gregory Brown at 16 Dalby Alley for pruning request.
You can see on the map, the yellow circle again is where the tree is, which is right outside of the blue parcel line. So it's kind of like in the Battery Park area. But if you look on the next page is the owner of that parcel, the yellow circle is, it says City of Newcastle, Mayor and something. I don't know if that's Battery Park, if that's City of Newcastle, I'm not sure.
Depends who you talk to. But officially, I believe it's the city's property. We have to let Mr. Brown know that that tree is, it's it's a city tree, but we don't trim trees in the Battery Park area.
Who does?
Trustees have mostly done any work like that.
Okay.
All right, application 2024-20, Cherry Tree Plaza Condo Association, 615 Delaware Street.
As you can see, those, the 2 yellow circles are right outside of the blue parcel line. So they're considered, not a city tree, but Delaware Street is considered, it's a state road. It's part of Route 273 corridor. So I'm guessing it's probably considered a state tree maybe. Or state property tree.
Have anybody driven by there?
And one's been removed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I was not consulted about that. Our request was to, I believe the request we made was to get an estimate on the removal of those trees while you were investigating. And somehow along the way, they started removing that tree, so I'll have to investigate that. The owners were very happy about having those trees removed, so they did request that those trees would be removed. And I believe the city did the removal.
So you're saying that this is state property? Cause it's on a state road, is that what it is, or?
Yeah, it's a state road.
All the way into town, or does it stop?
I didn't stop. 273 doesn't go all the way into town. There's a cutoff. I can't remember what road it is. There is a cutoff somewhere. One of the roads intersects it and kind of cuts it off. I can't remember which road it is.
So who would that person then contact? Is there a specific organization in the state that does stuff like that, you know?
I know the county has,
Would that be Delta?
I'm not sure. Did it indicate just that state?
Yeah.
Didn't say state.
Yeah, it's a blank parcel. There's no information on that parcel. That's just like the street, it's just the road area.
Bottom line is the owners wanted it taken down. The association put in the request to take it down. The city has gone ahead and started to remove them. So,
Both of them or just one?
well,
One at this point.
one at this
Oh,
point,
but
but
they're gonna do
heavily
the next
trimmed
one?
the second one.
I did.
Okay.
So it looks like they're ready to remove the second one. I don't know, I'll have to contact Rick Delgado and find out what happened there. Okay, that was old business. Any other old business? I had one. So Rod Miller, 124 East Third Street. I haven't had a minute to, he had an application in from months ago about removing his tree. I ran into him when I was on Third Street a week or two ago, and he would like his tree removed. So I want to put it, kind of bring it back to the top of the pile and put it on for discussion for tonight, if possible, and then, make a decision by next month. What spurred his interest again was that they removed the tree across the street from him. 117 East Third Street. And that is gonna come up, so we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Or was it, that was on the old business. Where's that?
What's, what, he wants it removed or trimmed?
He's been asking for years to have that removed, and we approved the trimming, and we did trim it. But
It's be removed because of what?
because it's too close to his house, its branches are going over his roof.
Okay.
So we had an application, I can't find it. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Application 2024-16, Len Reservoir, 115 East Third Street. It was a removal request. It was a Bradford pear. We looked at it and decided that we could probably just trim it and put that in. We forwarded that to Rick to have the tree trimmed. I think in the process of the investigating, he called MSC because there were wires involved. And then MSC ended up removing the tree next to it in front of 117 East Third Street. So that tree is gone. There's, so they have requested to have a stump removed and a new tree put in. Meanwhile, the 115 East Third looks like it was trimmed. I don't have confirmation for that, but I believe it was trimmed. So at this point, Rod has asked again that we bring it up to the top of the pile and discuss whether we can remove his tree as well. Any discussion or thoughts on that?
I haven't seen it, so.
All right, so let's, we'll put that out. Can you add that as a item of new business for next month, or how do we, yeah?
Well, if he had, do you have the application that he submitted originally?
Yeah, I would have to, I'll dig it out.
Yeah,
I'll
if we
find
could-
it for you tonight.
Then we can put it in his old business, if you just let me know what that is.
All right, we'll do. So then moving to new business. Application 2024-23, Thomas Tim Moran, 520 Harmony Street, pruning request. Has everybody gone out and looked at those? Are you
Mr.
confident?
There's actually 3 trees that need to be trimmed.
And they're across the street.
Uh,
Against
2
the
of them
fence?
are on the side of, same side as St. Peter's School.
Yeah,
The other one's on the other side of the street. That one's interfering with the wires.
the one on the house side of the street.
Right.
Yeah,
Correct. The others, they create so much debris, it all goes down to the, storm drain. And before you know it, the street's flooded.
Yeah.
Okay, so they either need to be trimmed really a lot, or removed on smaller trees, put in their place.
yeah, I drove by there today. I don't think you can even walk underneath them on that sidewalk.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They haven't been cared for in quite a while.
I've never seen them do anything to them in the 55 years I've been here.
Right. I'd like to see, this is my opinion, everybody else can chime in if you'd like. But I would like to see what would happen if we gave it a good trim, all the trees a good trimming. And then see if that settles anything. If not, then we can look at it for removal at some point.
Well, I've got the same trees in my house.
You have the same trees? The same type of trees?
Had one, and I didn't have any trouble with it once I trimmed it, as I decided, but anyway, but. Bottom line is that, they just, they tend to drop a lot of, when they're not trimmed, they tend to drop a lot of the debris. There's nothing you can do. Just.
But trimming does help, does
Oh, yeah, it'll
work.
make a difference.
Well, then,
Let's
I
try
agree
that.
with you, let's try trimming
I
them.
mean, I
Anybody like-
hate to see those trees come down.
I make a
Did we not
motion.
remove a tree that's there in front of your house recently?
We
In
did.
front of my house, yeah. Yes, that
the
was
one with the
nine.
bee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but these, they clog up the storm drain, and
Is
this,
this-
before you know it.
Up towards the next tree up to St. Peter's,
I'm near Sixth.
Sixth Street.
It's almost on the
on
corner.
the corner of Sixth Street.
Let's have a motion.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the trimming of the trees at 520 Harmony Street.
So you said 3 trees. So
Three
let's
trees.
Make sure it says 3 trees, and I think it's 520, 521. Is that what you added?
It would be 518,
Okay.
All right,
okay?
I make a motion that
And then
we
the two across the street.
we approve the trimming of the trees at 518, 520 Harmony Street, and across the street, would that be
Yes.
like 519?
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And I'll just say across the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, do we know what kind of trees they are?
Hmm?
Do we know what kind of trees they are?
They look like maples
Well, that'll be helpful.
across the street. I think the one he's talking about, the other is a Zelkova,
Is that okay?
Zelkova and 2 maples.
The maple and one's okay, okay. Okay, Alice, you made that? And we have a second.
Second, anybody?
A second.
And a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so thank you for coming, Mr. Moran. We'll take care of that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Um,
Okay. Take care. Yep. Thank you.
Well,
So the email that we got today was this is application 2024-24, Milton T. Bolecki. He wants a removal, but no replacement.
No replacement.
No,
but it's our tree, he has no choice, doesn't he?
I'm trying to remember what it looked like. Chasmer Street. Tree is next to newly installed, he has a newly installed light post. The light is blocked on one side by the tree. Tree is dead at top. The Bradford pear. And he would, I think the email, anybody make a copy? What does it say? Removal without replacement. So he's asking for a removal without replacement. Any thoughts?
My thought is if we do remove it, we pull them back. Maybe we'll pick something that, what's his problem with?
It blocks the light
Blocking
from
the
the
light.
newly installed light post.
Well, there we go with that.
There's no photo, is
No, no photos.
I didn't get this beforehand, so I didn't get a chance to look at any of this.
there? I'd like to, yeah.
Can you move the tree down a little bit? I don't know where that, location is, but
it's invite
It's
the
right
band.
Why they put the light post so close?
Yeah.
He was there first.
yeah. But it's a part of pear and those are kind of problematic, aren't they? I mean, I don't know.
Well, it is, but
Yeah, I think we should definitely replace it.
it's a fine line.
But I'm wondering if there's someplace
Is there a
nearby that
problem?
could be
Is there a
replaced.
problem with the tree other than that?
It's dead at the top.
I'm looking at Google Maps, it does look dead at the top,
Yeah.
and that's in the summertime, it has dead at the top, so.
Yeah.
You want to all look at it and push it up to next month?
Yeah.
It'd be hard to identify dead in it, but.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. All right.
But
Any thoughts on a motion of how to handle this?
can we put a tree down the,
That's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, move it down a little bit.
away.
Can I see
Away
that
from his-
photo again?
Yeah. It's in, Van Dyke Village, this tree.
So it's the one by the black truck?
I'm assuming that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, there's room on either side of the sidewalk there.
Mhm.
All right, maybe that should be the deal.
Yeah, that
Someone-
sounds like a compromise to me,
Yeah,
that he
we'll
might be. okay
remove
with
that
it.
tree and replant another one across the driveway.
Right,
Anybody like to make a motion?
Hold on just
Just
a
on this,
minute.
okay.
In your honest opinion, should that tree come out or should we try to trim it, see if it comes back?
If the top is dead and it being a Bradford pear, I would say don't waste the money on trying to trim it. Just remove it. But I like the deal that you put one
Yeah,
a little further away.
all right, I make a motion that we. Killing me. I can't say it now. I make a motion that we take the tree out and, but it's gotta be replaced within a reasonable amount of space. And it has to be one of the trees that we approve.
second,
All in favor?
aye,
So approved. So we have removal and plant in a different location. Okay. All right, application 2024-25 is, Monica Callahan, 69 West Fourth Street, pruning request. She actually, Ron and I were out walking about, I think you were out too, she's one of her neighbors. right?
yes, she is.
She saw one of the trees being trimmed and she decided she would like one of her trees being trimmed.
Well, those trees, they're cherries, I guess, like it's a cherry and, it's a pretty, ugly looking, but, I
And she
don't
asked,
know how you could trim it without,
she
I don't know.
she only asked for trimming them.
yeah,
Really.
she probably wants it to look prettier. 'Cause-
Needs trimming and peating on the home.
Oh,
Well,
really?
That's what it
That's
says.
shocking.
Well,
That was the case. Okay.
let's, I would, recommend we vote on approving trimming it. And
Yeah.
again, we'll trim it and then see how it goes.
Um,
Trim it away from the house.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the trimming of a tree in front of 69 West Fourth Street.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
So approved.
Is this one of the newly planted trees?
No,
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 these
it's
are
an
really,
older, it's actually got
Yeah.
a substantial.
Yeah.
Plums and cherries.
yeah, those cherries, they have
Did it-
branches that are dead.
They were planted a long time ago.
Is it on West Fourth Street?
Yeah,
It's almost down to the firehouse. I mean, it's down the hill there.
Oh, I'm looking at East Fourth Street.
yeah.
It's a yellow house, I believe, right?
did you see it?
It's kind of tan, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Did you see it?
No, I'm
There's one of
looking
those
at this
trees
street
across from
too.
the firehouse that's,
Oh, those two coffee trees they planted?
one of them is, we were, Ron had to take out all the brick around it.
Not
Because the
really.
roots were running through the
Let me think about it.
ground. The brick.
Oh, yeah.
And at the bottom, it's got this like. Yeah, I can't tell you what it is. It looks like some kind of a fungus or something. Up, going about 6, 8 inches up the,
On this one,
well, no, I don't know.
69, I don't see a cherry, but
the house is down the street from you.
Mhm.
it's a red bud.
It's a cherry, I believe.
I think it's a cherry. It's kind
Okay,
of
but
chunky.
But it's not,
On my side of the street.
right, so there's like four,
Three or four trees
trees
down there that
there.
are old, yeah.
yes.
One of
And
them,
one of them's half dead already.
that might be this one we're talking about.
This tree is right between the ends of two houses. Two rows.
Was it the- Oh.
Yeah, that's,
there,
the-
okay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah. Mhm.
There's like, whatever, 3 or 4 trees, but they're all different.
Yeah, yeah. This one seems to be like the one that was taken out of front of my house and replaced. It's kind of chunky, you know, and it's got
Oh, I see.
branches that are, some of them are dead, some of them are not.
Right.
So, but I think, you know, I just been pruning instead of, you know, anything else. So she's asking only for pruning, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so we approved.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
All right, moving on. Application 2024-26, David D'Angelo,
Mhm.
308 Moore Avenue pruning request. There's actually 6 cherry trees. If you go down, I actually went down to see. So his house faces, I think his house faces more. But on the side, there's another road and there's 6 cherry trees. Do we have a photo of it?
Last page.
Yeah, there they are. And he would like them trimmed.
For looks or for what?
Let's see why, yeah, why he's, 6 flowering, 20 foot tall.
Oh, they block this.
Tree limbs are growing into the street and block the stop sign. So he's asking for us to trim the trees. Now, I wonder whose property it is.
Listen, I did it last year, so.
Oh, he said it's city property. Moore Avenue along 14th Street. It's city property.
You already trimmed them at one time? Or,
Last year,
oh,
I went around and trimmed it about actually everyone in the city.
you trimmed every tree in the city last year?
I mean, just for the stop signs.
Oh, the stop, okay, the stop.
So
sign.
you have like cherry that somebody's been maintaining over the years.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
They're looking good. for you.
almost like Pilardi in a way.
That's a city property. I would guess, the city is contracting to have them being drove.
What do we do in that case with blocking stop sign? But it's a healthy tree,
Go trim it.
huh? Just trim it however much it takes.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I got great stuff.
I think that you contact Public Works and ask them to trim it. That should be within their area of responsibility.
Are they the same people who would do it if we asked?
Yeah,
Because my tree was trimmed once and it's terrible.
well,
Anyway,
so seems like we should make a motion to have these trees trimmed. Anybody want to do that?
I'll make a motion that we trim the trees to clear the stop signs.
Just for the stop sign or trim all of the trees?
Oh, all of these trees?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying,
Just
the
what's
trees look
necessary.
kind of nice, I think. Maybe it's not the greatest
The
picture, but
trees have been shaped, do you see this? They've been shaped over the years and
they look pretty good, don't they?
I suppose if you just let them go, they'll turn into, but he wants them away from the street as well, right?
Says
Are they
trim
all blocking the stop
tree
sign?
limbs growing in street and blocking stop sign.
why don't one or two of us go out and actually look at them close up?
All right, that's a good idea. All right, we will, I make a motion that we push application 2024-26 to the month of December's meeting.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Tabled, so.
Oh.
Yep. So. Yeah. All right, any more, new business or new applications? Seeing none. Alice, do you have a budget report? for us?
Yeah, so I remember when I first did this, I said, this is gonna be so easy. I just pick this form every month. Well, that doesn't actually happen because apparently it's a lot more complicated than that. We had in October, our starting balance was $31,276. Now, remember, 2,000 of that is a beautification.
Yeah.
So, but that hasn't shown up anywhere yet. In October, we paid Carl Miller $1,165. I'm assuming that was for all the planting that was done, right?
He's one of the planting crew,
Yeah, okay.
digging.
Yeah.
Planting, moving.
And then Gateway for the trees, right? 76.75.
Yeah, that's the invoice we got from Gateway for all the work they did and all
Right.
the purchase of the trees, the transport of the tree, the care of the trees, and then planting and mulching and.
Yeah, yeah. So the total there for the planting part of it is $8,840. There is an outstanding invoice from Brandywine, but
Do we know what that's for?
I believe that is trimming, but let me read what Diane said. She said, Paul from Brandywine Valley Services came in to get the list of stumps to be ground and mentioned he had health issues over the summer and had not finished the trim jobs. He's going to try to get them done very soon. That bill was quoted as $26.50. I won't pay it until he completes all the work. Obviously, this will reduce the balance in the budget as well. So that's that, assuming that he finishes it.
2650 is just the trim.
All the.
That was
trimming that he did. This is
yeah.
a while ago, and he just, he's given them an invoice, but he hasn't finished it.
Bunch of them.
Yeah,
No, I think we need to dig up what that 2,600 for.
yeah. Well, anyway, so that would be under removal and maintenance, which is, we'll get back to the, question of how we split the money. But anyway, so, assuming right now, the balance should be $22,436. With the Brandywine out, it should be $19,786, but I have to tell you that Diane told me that that after the Brandywine bill is paid, it will be $18,800, which is a difference of $986. Now, having gone through all this with Diane, I didn't want to push it too much, but she also said that we pay for security for this building when we do meetings. So that might have something to do with the bill, but it wasn't clear to me what the difference was there. And, I'll have to get back to her, back with her about that, but just, I think we should assume that we have about, $20,000 before the Brandywine bill is paid. Of which,
But we also have some-
6160 is in land, well, left of, if we were to split it in half, we would have, 6160 left for planting and $12,350 for, removal. Because we spent a lot of planting, but not much of removal so far this year. Anyone have any questions about that?
I'll interject Heidi Benson and Tara Hayward. Had a meeting today with Antonina about the beautification plan.
Oh,
So, but they unfortunately had to cancel the meeting, but they are putting together a proposal. We should have something in our hands
right,
shortly,
right.
but what they're gonna do.
Well, that's 6,000, that was taking out the $2,000 that was, anyway.
Carl,
Yes,
they probably could call Scott Dempsey. And because I think he's already taken over a few things that his dad was doing, that he was doing. He's in one or two already, so he may be interested in.
I will let them know.
Now, did the fellow from Brandywine get the list of stumps to give an estimate? Is that what he's doing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, I got, Rick or Diane let me know that they were putting out for bid the stump removal of all we had given them a list at some point with all the trees that need to be removed and the trees that need to be removed and the stumps that need to be ground.
right, okay.
So they're working on that. I'll get an update. All right, anything else with the budget? anything?
Well, unless you want to talk about this splitting the budget.
Yeah, I
Splitting
think you
budget between
should
planning and
bring it
renewable.
up.
Okay, so what I have in front of you is a resolution that we could vote on, or this is this is a draft. Obviously, everybody can tell me what they think of it, but anyway, so here it is. A resolution concerning the distribution of funds by the Newcastle Tree Advisory Commission. Whereas the Newcastle Tree Advisory Commission, TAC, is responsible for funding the planting of trees, as well as the removal and maintenance of existing trees in the city of Newcastle. And whereas TAC considers the replacement of trees, the planting of new trees, to be essential to the health and beauty of the city of Newcastle. And whereas the trimming of trees and the removal of dead and damaged trees is also essential to the health and safety of the city, therefore be it resolved by the members of TAC that the 2024-2025 annual budget provided by TAC by the city of Newcastle shall be equally divided between the planting of trees and the removal and maintenance of existing trees. The resolution shall not be interpreted to prohibit TAC from funding emergency removal or trimming of trees, even if funding of those actions mean that the total for removal and maintenance exceeds half the total annual budget, if TAC decides that such actions are essential for safety reasons. Costs not related to either planting or removal maintenance of trees shall be divided between both halves of the annual budget. Because I had to, if we have budget left and there's something we have to take care of, we can't, be hindered from that because of this resolution.
I think that's taken out already, because we were given from the council a $35,000 budget, and we haven't gotten it all. But it's there. And
32,000, and 2,000 of that goes to the beautification committee, so it's really
well,
30,000, but
right
still,
now,
yeah,
but there's still money that they have already offered. They've already approved.
yeah. Yeah,
it's-
so that's what this is what we're talking
Right.
about here.
But on top of that, then I talked to one of the board members. And actually, it was at the same meeting. They said that if something else comes up that is an issue that we really need to do, we have to bring it to them, and if it's something that's important, they'll get it approved.
Okay. All right, but that's extra budget, is that what you're saying? That so we can get more money if we need it, if we
Some of
desperately need it?
is
Yeah,
already
Yeah.
approved.
right. Well, this only refers to the 2024-2025 annual budget. So I think we can consider this without worrying about any extra money that we might get from other source or from the council. We don't have to split that, is what I'm saying. That would be specifically for a particular reason. So the cost not related to planning and removal, that's for the security that we have for this building. I don't know how much it is, but apparently it's substantial. So
150, I think. Isn't that-
I have no idea.
I don't know either. Anyway, so that's my draft. I don't know if you wanna,
I think it's well written, and I think, I think that I would like to make a motion that we approve presenting this to the city. Because
Oh, okay.
ultimately, the city would have to agree to this, I would think. I mean, it would be in our quote unquote bylaws or whatever, rules of operation,
okay,
but I believe the,
Would it be the city or the council?
the council.
well, the
Yeah,
town
I'm
council,
representing the
town
city, yeah.
council and the city administrator.
Yeah, okay. Well, I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Like,
All right, so I will, well, do you want it, since you wrote it, do you want to?
Well, no, well, I can do that, or we can both do it, or whatever you want me to do. I'll be happy to do anything you want me to do.
Well, you already have it, in order for me to send you, you have to send me a email copy, which is fine.
All right, let me talk to Suzanne and Antonina and see
Okay.
how.
That's good,
Okay,
good strategy.
okay,
All right, I like it, it's very well written and it,
thank you.
I think meets our purpose. All right. So. Any other member comments or,
Yeah, I have one thing
Yeah.
to add to that. I know Scott was talking about the Third Street tree that has a kind of fungus or something. But there's another tree that is almost on Delaware Street. And it's a young tree and it may have been damaged by a storm or something, but it is hanging over the street. just waiting for the next storm to slam it down into somebody's car.
Where's it at?
It's at West Third and Delaware. It's about,
Oh.
I don't know, 20
Right at
feet
Bridgewater?
off of Delaware, on the side with the
West
David
Third.
Finney inside.
Oh. Oh, it's one of the new, the
Yeah,
smaller trees.
yeah. Yes, it is, and it's hanging over the street.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know, it looked to me like it had been damaged by a storm, you know,
Or a
so,
moving truck.
So it'd be along, on the side of the David Finney,
yeah,
On the side of the big.
yeah,
Third Street.
yeah,
Let's all look at it and see what you think,
Okay.
and then we'll, make a decision. That's West Third, right?
yes.
It's not that
Yeah,
strong.
it's under moving truck, it's driven by a moving truck.
Or Amazon.
Yeah.
TDMC.
Well, not many trucks go down Third Street. Cause it's so narrow and it doesn't really go anywhere.
But when they do, they put
I
our trees
can't
for us.
picture, we,
Yeah,
by the David Finney Inn,
Yeah, so,
around the corner.
you know, where, yeah. There's the big, Van Dyke house on the right. And then there's, I think it's three, I think Ron planted them recently. They're not that old.
Wasn't there some old red buds there? Are they still there?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know, I was just passing by the other day and somebody was discussing it and I thought, whoa, yeah, you're right. That thing is about to fall onto the street.
Could be Hawthorns, were they Hawthorns?
Might be, yeah.
It's, I know it starts with.
I didn't think it was a flowering tree.
Well, I've always been amazed they survive there at all. They get barely any sun.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we'll all look at that
Mhm.
and then we'll report back. Any other member comments? I have one. Want to thank Scott Savage for 8 years of service.
Is this your last meeting?
On the.
Oh, no, it's not. You're
Anniversary.
surprising him.
What's that?
Well, I know I've been here that long. I,
Oh, it's your anniversary.
I moved in
Oh,
and 2 days later I was put on the committee.
yeah.
The mayor.
It's been 8 years, right?
You've
Thank
only
you.
lived here 8 years?
Thank you for your
Wow,
service.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So any other miscellaneous business? All right. I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Okay.
All in favor?
Bye.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay, great.
Thank you.